Shout out to Central C for bringing us back to the show. Pound the table is what we do here. I got lost in my own thoughts.
It's okay.
Thanks.
It happens.
It does.
You're like Michael Scott. Like, I just start a sentence, and I don't know where it's going.
No idea where it's going. Pound the table. We're going to talk about some guys that we really love this week. We're going to have some props. We're going to have some fun. So for you, Justin Fields.
This is for
Yeah.
you know what, and I'm really upset. I need to really make an emphatic statement. What the? Camera 2, please. I need Cassie. We appreciate you providing the props that we use to bang the table. I need something more than this wand. I need something more than this wand because I want to make a point about Justin Fields. This is for Mike Tomlin. This is not for fantasy.
Oh, no.
Man. I broke it. Sorry, Cassie.
Sorry, Cassie.
Listen, this is for Mike Tomlin. What are you doing? Your team is 4-2. You're 5 wins away from your magic number of 9. That's all you care about. Let's cut to the chase. You don't care about going to the Super Bowl. You want to keep that streak alive of not missing the playoffs. You used to be the city of champions, and now you're like, I just want to be above 500. Play Justin Fields. What has he shown you over the last 6 weeks that leads you to believe that he is not the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers? Put him back in the – what are you messing around? Like, this is the kind of thing that messes with team chemistry, splits locker rooms, and sends you down the road to ruin. I'm sick of it, Mike Tomlin. So upset.
Okay. Well, now we got that out of our system.
Okay,
let's see. Let me find – oh, look at this. It's like a stuffed balloon doggy that I'm going to use to pound the table for Kirk Cousins. Could you imagine if all of a sudden they decided to just start Michael Penix for no reason? Just because, I don't know, stuff? Cousins is a great matchup this week. I mean, obviously he's a couple weeks removed from that 500-yard game he had against Tampa Bay, but he's going against a Seattle defense that has allowed multiple touchdown passes in 3 straight weeks. They also gave up a touchdown catch. They let Jared Goff catch a touchdown. I don't think they're going to do a throwback with Kirk Cousins, but maybe he could be a PPR quarterback this week.
Don't put it past them.
I should not. I absolutely should not. Falcons have been very pass heavy too. Nearly 65% pass plays over the last 3 weeks. I should pick up the balloon.
Poor doggy.
Poor doggy. He didn't do anything wrong. Tyrone Tracy, who's become a fantasy favorite lately.
You know, I think actually this is probably another message to a head coach, and I want to talk about Tyrone Tracy and how good he's been this year. This is one of the things, again, I wish you had the presence of mind to be like, hey, we watched this player go out there and be awesome. Let's use more of him. Now, obviously, we don't know how the Giants are going to approach this game, but with Devin Singletary trending to get back onto the field, I think that at this point, it's like, it's too late. We've already seen that Tyrone Tracy can cook. Like, yeah, he's got to play now. There's no reason to put him back on the bench. So again, this is very difficult for fantasy managers like myself who've been beset by injuries to the running back position where I'm starting guys like Tyrone Tracy because I need to, and I need Brian Daboll to meet me in the middle and still get him the football. You watch the tape. I watch the tape. This guy's awesome. Play him.
Play him. And let's look, Eric Gray, I'm sure, is a very nice gentleman, but less of Eric Gray.
We don't need that.
More of Tyrone Tracy. Deontay Johnson, who we've known for a long time, has that dog in him. Pounding the table
Well done.
for Deontay Johnson this week, going for Carolina against the Washington Commanders. And what sneakily could be a very high-scoring game because neither of these teams play a whole lot of defense. Deontay averaging almost 11 points per game more in PPR with Andy Dalton than he was in those 2 games that Bryce Young started at the beginning of the year. 75 yards or more and a touchdown in 3 of his last 4 games, going against Washington, the 5th most favorable matchups for wide receivers. They've given up 10 receiving touchdowns to the position that is tied for most in the NFL. So, like, all of us who spent all offseason long telling you how good Deontay Johnson was and how we were so excited for him, and everybody was just like, man, I didn't catch any touchdowns. Like, now he's catching touchdowns. So stop complaining. Shut up.
He's doing what you asked him to do. Hey, I ordered a milkshake from In-N-Out, and you brought me a milkshake.
Like, what's going on?
That's what you asked me for.
What gives?
How did I get in trouble for this?
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell. Last week, somebody tried to bully me out of playing Tank Dell. Thankfully, I did not listen, and I played him anyways, and I'm going to play him again this week against the Green Bay Packers, who, if you've watched the Green Bay Packers, who, by the way, last place in the NFC North, and you're like, how do you figure? All 4 of those teams are 4-2. You're like, yeah, but the Packers are the only one who's lost to a division opponent. None of that matters to Tank Dell, though, who last week he had a nearly 30% target share, which is the second highest in his career. This is exactly what we were hoping for. Now, obviously, the first couple of weeks were kind of a slow burn. He didn't quite look like himself, but once he was given that opportunity to run alongside Stephon Diggs without Nico Collins there, he made the most of it. The Packers' defense is better against the run than they are the pass. I expect Tank Dell to have a big game.
It's nice, too. We're glad to see Tank Dell back in there. Now, at some point, Nico Collins is coming back. We'd like for all 3 of those guys to eat, him and Stephon Diggs.
That's fair.
Last one, Tony Pollard. I'm pounding the table for Tony Pollard because I'm trying to heal my bruised ego, because last week I kind of had a heat check and I kind of got excited about Will Levis against Indianapolis, and that didn't really work out at all. But I'm going back to Tony Pollard because he is the one thing that works consistently in this Tennessee offense, going against a Bills defense that has been very, very running back friendly, second best matchup for running backs. Most receiving yards and second most yards after catch allowed to the position. Tyjae Spears is banged up, so this means potentially more opportunity for Tony Pollard. He's been very, very good this year in Tennessee. While we're still figuring out what's going on with Will Levis and the wide receivers and Calvin Ridley giving expletive-laced rants in front of his locker, we know we can count on Tony Pollard. So
I think Calvin Ridley wants the ball in the first quarter.
I think
that was part of his.
So, Cassie, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, give me your Venmo. I'll send you a new wand.